My next guest is going to be back in action. FAC 29. You can check that out live on Spectation Sports. He's going to be taking on Marshal Kemp. It is Cort Wahle joining me here on the program. Cort, how you doing, man?
I'm all right, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So for those who don't know, you're supposed to be fighting Gage Young. Obviously, he gets called up to the UFC. You get this fight instead. Tell me how this all came together. When did you find out about the switch up and everything else?
A couple weeks ago, quite literally, shared bad news, but it was immediately followed with, "Hey, we have a backup opponent," and it was upsetting. But I think we all were in agreement with, if you were offered a fight for the UFC, why would you not take it,
Yeah.
right? I mean, no shame in that by any means. So, yeah, it was just a couple weeks ago, but it's definitely not the first quick replacement and dropout I've had in my career.
Right, yeah, and nothing smooth sailing on the regional scene, so to speak. Has it been much of an adjustment going from Gage to Kemp in this fight?
Not too much. I mean, they are very different in a way. I mean, I know I can't approach them the exact same, obviously. But I mean, we had the my style is my style to an extent. Obviously, I don't want to be aggressive by any means. Shit, I'm trying to form something smart to say right now.
Oh no, it's all good. No. You
No,
said everything I need to hear. You know.
No, obviously, I'm going to approach it differently. Training is training. You know, I'm always in the gym training with different types of people, different types of styles. So it's always being ready for whatever comes my way, I should say.
Yeah, and I was gonna say you're used to this, especially on the regional scene. Fights get canceled, they get moved around. I know in a lot of cases it's probably just better to focus on your skill set, not necessarily on the opponent, because things can change up, right?
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well said. You haven't fought in a while. I've kind of noticed that. What has been the reason for the layoff? Has it been just difficulty getting opponents? Has it been injuries? What's been keeping you out, Cort?
I was out for a little bit before January. January was the last time I was able to fight last year. Before that, I was out on just random injuries. This body's not the oldest body, but it's got a lot of mileage on it through training since I was 7. I had to take a lot of time to heal up. But after the first fight in the I was part of a tournament for 10K, and after that first fight, I won it, and my following 2 opponents pulled out, and we didn't have replacements the day of because they replaced. I mean, I apologize. They pulled out the day of weigh-ins and all that. So it's just been kind of hard to find one that bites with interest. You know, I'm somebody that maybe it's ego driven, maybe it's I do love the challenge, but I want somebody that's I don't want to fight anybody with a negative record really at the moment. I don't want to pad my record, I should say. I want to have, not saying that there aren't hard fights out there that manner, but I like the challenging fights, and I like to really go out there and prove myself. And shit, I just hit 30, so I can't say I got a whole lot of years left on this, right?
Yeah, for sure. 30 years young, though. You know, that's how you got to look at it. Yeah, exactly. That's how I'd look at it. Let's talk about Kemp. 7-1 opponent. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
I know he's a game fighter. I got to watch a couple videos on him. I've seen him in the past, even. You know, he's great. I think he's fantastic in all facets. In a way, he's a traditional martial artist, from what I hear, from what I've been told, I should say. I watched a little bit of video on him. He's educated everywhere. It's the kind of fight that excites me, because I know I'm going to have to be smart with what I do. I can't just dive in, and I got to really remain calm and not get caught by any of his elusive striking. His striking's really fun and cool to watch with that traditional martial arts movement and how he switches stances and all that. But I just know he's good everywhere from what I've seen, and it's exciting. You know, I very much like the challenge.
Yeah, it's going to be a good fight. Take me through camp a bit. Where are you training? Who've been some of the main guys helping you get ready for this fight, as far as training partners, coaches, all that stuff?
Training partners, for the most part, I mean, I have a lot of grappling that I go through. I run an MMA class to where I can constantly work my basics. I have good enough students now. It's fantastic. That's another factor of it, not having training partners. As a teacher, having students that are good enough now that catch me when I mess up and help me really work on, even if it's just being sure I'm clean on my basic movements and all of that, being sure my head movement's there. I'm getting a lot of training in there. Wolves Den has helped me out a lot. I go out there on Fridays and Sundays when I can for sparring, and they just got a lot of different looks, a lot of guys there, a lot of, again, game fighters that really give me the push and the look that I'm going for. So that's the main parts. I've been doing a lot of strength conditioning as well. I started doing that last year. When I signed for this tournament I was in, I knew I couldn't just be the same old lazy me that tries to get by with my just martial arts training. So we had some strength conditioning to help with those injuries I talked about as well, and it's really followed through in sparring and all that, and I'm sure it'll carry over into my fight. Very confident with what I've got going on.
Okay, great. That's same gym as Sean Woodson, right? Doesn't Woodson train there?
Yes, he does.
Yeah. So
And
that's a good asset to have. Obviously, a pretty big guy for the weight class too.
oh yeah, he's makes every situation difficult as well. You know, he's so tall to try to get a takedown on one. It's just hard to take down because he's so tall and lanky too. You're going to get punched the whole time you're trying to do anything.
Mm.
So it's yeah, and he's one of the ones I really like to go with because it's those. There's a couple guys out there, you know, that give you that little bit of anxiety before you have that match with them because you're like, oh, it's going to be a tough match regardless of what happens. So I enjoy those rounds and really keeping everything control in those rounds to the extent, you know, you got to take your ass beatings when you get your ass beatings.
And he must be just a fun guy to have in the gym. I know Sean's a bit of a character, so I'm sure that lightens the mood when you're getting to work with him as well.
Yeah, and that's a huge difference. Is I have been in gyms growing up, and again, I'm a lifelong martial artist, where it seemed like it was almost a competition amongst everybody, um, almost clicky in a way in some places. But Sean, he's very humble. Everybody there is very humble. You know, they talked a little bit of shit, but it's the friendly
Yeah, friendly
fighter
banter.
shit
Yeah.
talk. Yeah, it's the fun shit talk. It's a great place to be. And yeah, not just him, but everybody there just makes it. It's not a pissing contest. It's a good time.
Good.
You know, it's work.
How about the weight cut? We seem like you're in a great mood. Where you got to make weight in a couple days here. How's everything going on that front?
Oh yeah. So even with Gage originally, it was a 55 fight. I'm normally a 45er.
That's
I
right.
put
Yeah.
on a little bit of muscle weight, so but it's 6 or 7 pounds that I got to cut, so it's nothing. I do feel good. I haven't been eating my sugary shit. I'm a sweet tooth. I'll take anything sugary from ice cream and candy. So I've been responsible in that manner, not ingesting that. But it's not a hard cut. Again, when you stay consistent with training,
Okay.
which I've learned. Sadly, it took me 20 years of training to learn, but you stay consistent and disciplined.
Yeah.
It's much easier to make these cuts.
Your corner. Who's going to be in the cage with you on Friday? Who's going to be in your corner?
Corner I got from Wolves Den. I got Andrew Ebers' mop. He's been out there. He's been watching my sparring and been able to help me out. So have a good eye and onto what we can do and put in there. I got my friend and student Alex. He's a guy from my gym. I like to have him in my corner because he gets me nice and warmed up. He gets our sparring rounds in, and he's the one of those friends that you could shit talk with and be in a happy, giggly mood with. I notice I'm somebody that's very much a better fighter when I'm happy, relaxed, and kind of focused in that manner. I'm not the tough guy. Oh, let's kill individual. So I like to have people in the back that, you know, we're focused, but we're joking around beforehand.
Good. How's this fight playing out? How do you see it unfolding?
I mean, really, it can go almost anywhere. I'm confident in my ability to finish from standing, ground, what have you. I've been busting my ass, for lack of better words. I know he's got the power from standing. I know he has the ability to finish from the ground as well. I'm confident in myself. Obviously, I'm gonna say I'm gonna go out there and get the finish. If it's not in the first round, I'm willing to bet that we have a technical grindy battle, and I'll have to go to decision whoever has the control of that more so. But I mean, I'm confident, man. I've been putting in the hours, time on the mat, time in the cage, time on with sparring. It's just I feel great. I feel confident with my control. So
cool. Sounds good, man. Where does a win put you in the grand scheme of things, and what's sort of the plan for the rest of the year? Just keep active, I imagine.
honestly, that's kind of what this fight is for too. That was what the last handful of fights I signed up for to kind of see where I want to go because I have done this essentially my whole life. I've done martial arts my whole life, man. I'm teaching. Teaching is much more the rewarding thing, in my opinion. It's fun. I love to do it. But there's always that itch to compete. There's always that itch to fight. There's always that itch to kind of prove yourself to yourself. So after this, it's going to be one of those. I think with my shorter, the 30 years young, yes, but with the mileage on it, I think I'd like to rack out what I can and really just chase to whatever I can achieve in this next couple of years. Get a good handful of fights this year and really see where I can take it and see if I can grow my gym and grow my name.
And that continues here. FAC 29, like I mentioned, you can check that out on Spectation Sports. Cort, thanks for doing this, especially during fight week, man. I really appreciate it. If there's anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
Man, I did get a handful of sponsors. Funny enough, again, I've done this my whole life. I got my first, it's my right after my 30th fight between Pro and Ami, and I finally got my first banner. I'm excited about that with my sponsors. Huge thank you to them. Huge thank you to everybody that's been helping me in the gym, from my gym to the Wolves, and those have been, it's just been helpful, man. I'm excited to do this. Excited to get to it. Glad I don't have to cut a shitload of weight. As you can tell, I'm not dying here. That's a fun factor of it, but I'm just excited for this week, man.